is she? Oh, that's right. I don't have a physical version. I just have it on my Kindle. Anyway, The Troop. This book, man. This was another book club book. Content warning for the book. And it's a lot. If you cannot handle these things, do not pick up this book. Gore, body horror, animal abuse. If you cannot handle those things, do not pick this book up. I am not even joking. There's also fat phobia and a little bit of slut shaming. And then in this book, I will be discussing some of the body horror. The Troop. This book viscerally affected me. Like, there were multiple instances where I was reading, I had to put the book down. And I'm like, I need to stop. I need to stop. So The Troop follows a group of Boy Scouts. Their names are Kent, Max, Ephraim, Shelley, Newton, and then their troop scout master leader person, Tim. They're on a small island in the Canadian province of Prince Edward Island. One night during their camping trip, a strange man pulls up on a boat, and unknown to them, he is carrying this new, lab-created super parasite. It's a modified tapeworm that's seemingly been funded by diet pharmaceutical companies, but then you find out it's also secretly being funded by a private military contractor as a new super weapon. It's a worm that forces its host to just eat and eat and eat. This is never ending, never satiated hunger. Characters are eating pebbles or eating grass. Well, I mean, grass is edible. Insulation from the walls. This is all done in order to increase its size inside the host. Over the course of the book, we have lab notes and investigative interviews trying to figure out exactly what happened on this island. And it's all been done as a sort of criminal investigation, trying to figure out why this happened, what exactly happened, and all these cases are being brought up against the scientists who created the tapeworms. So all of these little lab notes and interviews and newspaper clippings are interspersed throughout the story as things are getting worse for the boys. Boys, they're 14, 15, so they're not children, but So Tim the Scoutmaster, he is infected first, and then each of the boys in turn get infected. With Max, he is able to escape unscathed. He does not ever get an infection, and he is able to board the boat that the guy brought. He's able to fix the problems that it had when they first found it, board the boat, and get through the quarantine zone that the government has created around the island. There's a time skip, never really explained how much of a time skip, but not an insignificant amount of time. Max is given a clean bill of health, and he gets onto a boat and visits the island, which has been razed and burned. And he gets to the island, and then he feels an emptiness inside. No, not an emptiness, a hunger. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, opinions. That ending is dumb. So this is a general complaint. But in each of the interviews and lab notes and stuff that we have over the course of the story, we're given a little bit more information about how the tapeworm works, its process while inside of the host. But at first, when we have the first lab notes and interviews, and when we first meet the mysterious man who we eventually learn his name is Tom, at first the parasite is contained to the stomach. And that's it. Then we get some notes about how some of the experiment subjects don't seem to be experiencing pain over the course of their infection. And now all of a sudden, characters aren't feeling pain, or they perceive themselves a lot stronger than they actually are. When Kent is infected, he feels like a Superman, and then we jump to another character's point of view and they see how weak and withered he's become. Even though we have Tim's point of view when he's infected and he doesn't experience any of those kinds of symptoms. And we eventually learn that the parasite, this is so gross. I'm so sorry. The parasite can climb the spine of its host. They describe it. It creates a sort of home base at the top of the spine and sends chemical messages to the brain to no, you're fine, it's all good, you're fine. And it describes how the hosts have weird bumpy spine from the parrot. But we never see that weird bumpy spine on patient 0 Tom or on Tim. Like, we only start seeing that after it's described in interviews. All that to say, like, we're being given more information to, like, raise the stakes of how the parasite works when we don't see it affecting people until that information is given. Like, we don't see the bumps with Tim or Tom. Like, we don't see the heightened sense of bravado until it's given to us out of the context of the actual story. Does that make sense? We're never given the information. It's never shown in any other people that are infected. The idea that the parasite can remain dormant inside a host. Like, they talk about how, like, oh, they could freeze dry eggs, shoot it into space, collect it thousands of years later, and it would still be active. But, like, once it's inside the host, for them to remain dormant until undisclosed time has passed. So, like, Max coming back to the island and suddenly feeling hungry, it's just sort of like a weird cliffhanger to end the story on. So it has, like, that, like, a final punch. I didn't like it. Because, like, he talks about, like, how he is being given extensive and continuing blood, stool, sweat, saliva, all these samples that are tested, and they all say, like, oh no, yeah, he's not infected, he's fine, but suddenly he steps foot on the island and oh, whatever. So did I enjoy this book? No. Yet. It's like a car crash of a book. Like, I put it down because I was reaching my limit to what I could handle, but, like, I had to come back to it. But then every time I pick it back up, Darius, he'd be like, you don't need to keep reading this. You're obviously not enjoying this. Why do you keep reading it? It's because it's the book club book. And I want to be involved. And you know the worst part? The worst part, I finished the book. I'm talking with the other people about when we're going to meet up. And they're like, oh, hey, so we're thinking about meeting next week. I'm going to North Carolina next week. So I read this book, and it doesn't even matter. If nothing else, I have learned what my limit is with books. I've learned at what point I have to say this is too much for me and put the book down. And my limit is vivid descriptions of worms exploding out of people. Oh my gosh.